It's ironic that we're ending on the education issue, and I'm about to introduce a woman who has over 34 years of experience as an educator. She worked in Detroit, Michigan, and she's now developing African-centered curriculums, because you must know that a lot of our education was based on a system which did not want you to climb and break those ceilings, did not want you to make those inventions, did not want you to hold those positions. And so if the young ones that we see in front here are not going to be taught our proper history, are not going to be taught our culture and our principles, we're going to repeat this thing like Ambassador Kwate said in that quote, that unless you know your past, it may well repeat in your future. So I have the singular pleasure of inviting up Mrs. Earna Terefe-Kassa, who again is an educator by profession, and she will say a few words for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Milano for inviting me here to speak today among all of these very important dignitaries. I'd like to thank all of you who came out, and this is a very, very important moment here that we are allowed to speak and to say what is on our hearts and our minds. So please allow me to present to you an important chain of events that has taken place concerning the African continent. April 1958, the first Congress of Independent African States was held here in Accra, Ghana. May 25th, 1963, the Organization of African Unity, the OAU, an intergovernmental organization, was established in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, with the signatures of 32 African governments. The two main heads for the OAU establishment was Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana and the Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. September 99, the OAU issued the declaration calling for a new body to take its place. And on July the 9th, 2002, it was disbanded by the last chairman, South African President Thabo Mbeki, with the creation of the African Union. The African Union continues to this day to uphold many of the founding principles of the OAU. Some of the key aims of the OAU were to encourage political and economic integration among member states and to eradicate colonialism and neo-colonialism from the African continent. What is the difference between the African Union and the OAU? The African Union replaced the former OAU in May of 2001 after the Constituents Act 2 came into force and was launched in July of 2002 in Durban, South Africa. The main difference between the OAU and the AU is that while the OAU was seen as a union of leaders of Africa, the AU is conceived as a union of African people. Prior to 2003, the African Union consisted of 5 regions: North, South, East, West, and Central. In 2003, at the end of the AU summit, the heads of states decided to recognize the African diaspora as an effective entity contributing to the economics and social development of the continent, thus the beginning of the 6th region. What is the African diaspora 6th region? The African Union defines the African diaspora as consisting of people of African origin living outside of the continent, irrespective of their citizenship, nationality, and who are willing to contribute to the development of the continent and the building of the African Union. The three largest populations outside of Africa are Brazil, Haiti, and the United States of America. The U.S. black population consists of 37,144,530, approximately 30% of the total U.S. population. What the African Union needs from the sixth region. Responding to the African Union sixth region. They need an application, a volunteer corps application, a core skill data bank, a core investment form, which I call 1619, a core plan for an African marketplace. What the African diaspora, sixth region, need from the African Union? To have representation as members of the sixth region, diaspora, of the sixth region within the African Union. To be given sixth region passports for all African countries with free movement throughout the continent. Throughout the continent. After living in any African country for 5 years or more, to be granted citizenship of that country with all of the inalienable rights. An amenity as the other 5 regions to be given the right to work without reservations, based on education and skills without discrimination, as any other African on the African continent. To be given the right to invest and establish any amount of capital and whatever legal business as any other African without limitations. To create sub-regions within the sixth region based on population. Even though we are Africans, our experiences have created different cultural and different needs. Now here come the real deal. January 2012, at the African Union's 18th Ordinary Session held in Addis Ababa, the heads of state and the government of African countries agreed to establish the African Continental Free Trade Area and started negotiations in 2015. The free trade area is outlined in the African Continental Free Trade. The AFCFTA is the largest in the world in terms of participating countries since the formation of the World Trade Organization, as it translates to a market potential for goods and services of 1.2 billion people and an aggregated gross domestic product of 2.5 trillion US dollars. The agreement was brokered by the African Union and was signed by 44 of the 55 members in Kigali, Rwanda on March the 21st, 2018, and trade started as of January the 1st, this year, 2021. As an affirmation of their commitment to support Africa's new path for attaining inclusive and sustainable economic growth and development, African heads of state and governments signed the 50th anniversary solemn declaration during the Golden Jubilee celebrations of the formation of the OAU-AU in May of 2013. This declaration marked the rededication of Africa towards attainment of the Pan-African vision. Agenda 23 is a concrete manifestation of how the continent intends to achieve the vision within a 50-year period from 2013 to 2063. If there ever was a time for us as 6 region diasporas, and I'd like to add the term hog diaspora, historical, unique group as a result of the transatlantic slave trade, to become involved as a collective and support the cause that has benefited and continue to benefit our cause, the time is now. So it is with this in mind that we respectfully ask of Dr. Malana and the MOF, who has worked tirelessly without wavering to allow us to integrate the 6th region as an integral division, along with its political implications that can and will benefit the 6th region and Africa as a whole, and Ghana in particular. And last but not least, the African Continental Free Trade Area in 2011, I'd just like to say in 2011, Black Americans would have an input of $836 billion. $836 billion. If Black America was a country, it would be in the 16th place above Indonesia and just below South Korea and Mexico, according to Target Market News. But a 2013 report by Sealand Center for Economic Growth pegged our contributions to the market at $1 trillion, would be making Black America the 5th wealthiest out of 196 countries. So we do come with the added value, all diasporas. And let me just say that it is to the unique advantage of the African Union to accept us as African citizens, not just as coming here as visitors, but we are Africans. And we don't come here begging. We come here bringing everything that we have, willing and ready to put it all into the hands of our mother continent here in Africa. So we ask you to not accept us as just visitors, but to in fact open up your arms, open up your hearts, and allow us to come in to be the Africans and to return to our motherland as we would love to do so and as we have done so. Again, I'd like to thank Dr. Malana and thank you all.